Hello my YouTube family, how are you? So today's tutorial you are going to learn how to paint this very simple but fun fall-y painting on a 12 by 12 canvas. So you're going to need some black lamp DecoArt Americana paint and about a 1.5 inch paintbrush, just something nice, wide and flat. It'll just make your paint go on nice and smooth and quick for you. You can buy these canvases pre-colored black, but I just paint my own most of the time. So we're going to be drawing on a tree and a moon, and we're going to do a little kitty cat. So the first color that you're going to start off with is called Gray Sky. And this is called an angular brush, but if you have a round brush or a flat brush or a filbert, whatever you have, those would work just as well. I'm just using this so I have the nice broad, thicker strokes, and then if you just turn it slightly, you'll get it to create nice thin lines, so you have that for the end of your branches. So I'm starting about 1.5 inches up from the bottom of the canvas, and I'm just going to fill in a little slight hillside, somewhere we can set our little tree on. Now you want to go ahead and mix two colors, so go ahead and grab your cadmium yellow and a little bit of bright orange and mix those together, and that'll give us a nice orangey moon color. I'm just using a roll of tape for my outline of my circle. You could use like a mug or just whatever you have that's round and the size that suits you. And I'm just going to trace it on with my pencil because I'm going to be painting right over top of it. And using my angular brush, I'm just going to try to stay on the line as well as I can. Now, we are not, perfect, so if you go a little out of the lines, it's okay. Don't give yourself a hard time. Just keep going. You can always touch up the outer edge if you wanted to with some more black paint. So no freaking out or anything, but yeah, just try to keep it right on the line and then just fill it in. Now I know that it is a little see-through in spots, but that is actually the look I was going for because it looks kind of like craters. So I was actually kind of scraping some bits off and leaving it thicker in spots and then a little thinner in spots just to make it look more like an actual moon. I thought it was a cute little way to do it. And I did blow dry that dry before I move on. Going back to the Gray Sky paint, and we're just going to go ahead and draw on a nice thicker at the bottom tree trunk and make it go a little thinner as you go up. But now keep in mind here too is trees are not perfect. They're not symmetrical. I've never ever seen two alike. I can't imagine anyone would say, oh, that doesn't look like a tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does look like a tree because trees are all different shapes and all different sizes. So don't be hard on yourself about this process here with the tree. I was a little bit intimidated, but I just went with it. And also, we are going to be covering a whole lot of this up with dots. So if there's a little section that you didn't like, it was like, oh, a little too thick or a little too thin or whatever, you can focus on covering that particular little area up with dots. And that's going to look really cool. So don't worry about it too much here. Just kind of go with the flow. Make them thick in spots and thin in spots. The tips usually get a little thinner. But, just do it however you like. And then if you see any bare spots, you can just fill it in with little teeny tiny branches or whatever. Just leave it because it doesn't really matter too much because, like I said, we're going to be filling it in with dots. So I did want to make the trunk a little bit thicker, a little wider. So I just kind of added a little extra line on either side there. Alright, now we're going to be going with some shadow. So I wanted a little bit of a darker gray. So I just mixed my Gray Sky and a little tiny bit of black. And then I do try to take some of the excess paint off, just right on the palette, and just to kind of have my bristles a little less saturated. You want them a little spiky and sticking out from each other, not all stuck together. So it goes on kind of dry looking. And splotchy. And I'm just going on one side of the trunk and then down a little ways to one side, so where the light is coming from behind, this would be the side that is in shadow. And do play around with this. It's however you like it. You could definitely add more shadow here and there. I was just kind of adding it on a couple different little sections here, but mainly to one side. And I'm just going to kind of sketch on a rough draft of a little kitty cat. It's sort of, in a way, like a peanut. I don't know how else to describe it. With one like larger side and then one smaller side, and at the tip of the smaller side, two little points for ears. It's just a silhouette, so it's not, you know, very detailed or anything. And then add your little curvy tail on the end, and you're good to go. You could substitute the kitty out, or you can just omit it altogether. It's whatever you like. So for our dotting tools, we're going to use two brand new pencils. One is a little larger, and then one's a regular size that has a sharpened end. And you do want to make sure that they're brand new so you get nice, good, crisp dots. You don't want your eraser half used because it just wouldn't work so well. I'm going to be starting off with Peacock Teal as the first paint color for the dots, and I'm using the larger pencil first. And I'm just going to be putting on some random dots. Now, I'm not trying to avoid anything, I'm just kind of going for it. I think I put, 10 to 12 dots, and then just kind of rub your eraser clean with a damp towel, and you're good to go. And then I go back in with the smaller regular size pencil, and I'm just going to be adding some random dots right in behind. And then follow up that with the sharpened end of the pencil and just dip it in paint and then make, 2 or 3 dots, and then re-dip it in paint, make 2 or 3 more. And then I did add a couple dots just randomly to the little land bit of the painting here. I didn't do too many. I didn't want to overwhelm it with dots, but I did want to add a little bit of color to the bottom. Alright, this next color is called Tropical Blue. It's a beautiful deep blue, and I just love it. These are all DecoArt Americana acrylic paints, and they are perfect for dotting. I will put links to where you can find these colors in this video's description below. And the same process here. It goes with each color. I'm going to do the large pencil eraser, then the regular pencil eraser, and then the sharpened end of the pencil. And just do that, repeat that same, the same combo with each one. This next color is called Lavender. I did consider going with like a cool palette or warm colors, but I just mixed it all in. I was feeling a little bit of rainbow. But just keep that in mind, for if you have a certain color scheme you're wanting to stick with, then you could just do any colors at all. It's whatever you like. You are allowed to make it your own. So here I didn't notice that the paint label didn't come into focus until after I was done recording. So this color is called Irish Moss. I don't know why that's so hard to say right now. Irish Moss. This color here is called Scarlet. And this color here is called Royal Fuchsia. All done. Now, how easy was that, huh? So if you like this tutorial, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you as a subscriber. Make sure you hit the little bell icon so you are notified when I upload new tutorials that you can follow along with. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.